What's up, my fellow adventurers? Today we're going to be hiking the Escarpment Trail, which is located in the hills behind the Spring Mountains Visitor Gateway in the Mt Charleston area just outside Las Vegas, Nevada. You can expect a very doable 700 feet of elevation gain along this peaceful and fairly secluded 3.7 mile out and back trail. If you're enjoying these videos, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, leave me a comment, ask a hiking related question, or share a favorite trail of your own. You'll start this trail by passing the visitor center on your right and heading down a path behind the buildings and overlook area. There's a path down the hill which leads to a wash and a series of small looping paths and trails here. After the wash, when you get to the official start of this trail, you're immediately going to be ascending an exceptionally steep paved path up the hill. I can't really stress how steep this portion is, but it left me completely out of breath on the way up, and I needed to pause about halfway through it. After the paved path flattens out, you'll still be on the paved path for about another half mile or so before it becomes a dirt path. There's excellent views here in all directions, and there's also some side trails along the way if you don't feel up to the full 3.7 miles. This dirt path stays mostly flat for about another quarter mile or so before you begin ascending up towards the ridge. This is the only other properly steep section that I encountered. It mellows out around the bend and there's a spot to pause and catch your breath. Once you reach the ridge, you'll start to see wooden benches about every quarter mile or so along the trail. I believe these benches are more about pausing to enjoy the peacefulness of your surroundings than simply as a place for you to rest, but either way, they're a welcome sight to see along the way. I stopped at each one of these wooden benches and noted that while some of the views were better than others, it was still nice to be able to sit down and relax for a moment. I enjoyed being able to reflect on the stillness and beauty of this location from a perspective that I seldom see, and I would absolutely recommend this to anyone who comes here for this trail. The trail winds around some twists and turns and has that rolling feel to it, but it never really feels steep or challenging after the initial paved portion at the beginning. You're never really straining, so it gives you more opportunities to take in and admire your surroundings. Another bench, another excellent view, and a highlight of this trail. This is just about the high point of the ridge that the trail will parallel, and you'll have plenty more of these great views along the way. I didn't see very many people on this trail since I don't think it's widely known to even exist, and it's also tucked away on the hill, enough that you won't really encounter many other hikers here. With that said, I did however see a couple of deer and plenty of indications that other animals have been in the area, so I wouldn't recommend a Bluetooth speaker or headphones since you really want to be aware of what's happening around you. The trail gets a bit rockier here as you're crossing the ridge before it turns back into the brush and the hillside. It's also worth noting that there's a fair amount of tree cover along this trail and plenty of places to pause in the shade for those warmer days. One last tiny stretch of incline before a sharp left turn and the beginning of your descent. It's a good long stretch of downhill here as you make your way back down from the ridge with more stunning views and a nice variety of scenery. Eventually you'll reach some rockier sections as you pass along the base of the cliffs that you were just at the top of only a few minutes ago. It's also worth pointing out that I hiked this trail in early November and there was still an abundance of fall colors present along the trail. A few more twists and turns as the path flattens out, turning back into a more forested space as you're nearing the end of this trail. One final bench and one final view for this beautiful trail. Whether you're super outdoorsy or just a little outsidey, follow along with me as I explore the trails. Until our next adventure, stay safe and thanks for your support.